and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do, I don't know, some kind of flawless, springy looking face. I have some new products that I want to use, some drugstore, some high-end. I did order the KKW Beauty Concealers because I got booted off the PR list because I was talking about the contour sticks because I don't care about them, and I still don't care about them. I thought you guys would just like to see an unbiased opinion on them. I ordered the concealers because I'm a concealer fan. Concealers are like one of my favorite things, so I had to try them out. The thing that I'm most excited to try is the brightening powder. So I only got a few shades because by the time I remembered that they were launching, a lot of them were already sold out. So we're gonna try those today and some drugstore foundations. Just so it's gonna be like a combo of high-end and drugstore on the face today. But before we jump in, I quickly want to mention my Audible pick for the month. I just finished last month's book, which was How to Win Friends and Influence People, and this month I am on to Self-Talk. It is by Aston Sanderson. And before we jump in, if you want to start a 30-day free trial with Audible, all you have to do is go to audible.com/Nicole and you're in there. They have an unmatched selection of books. I say it all the time. Anything you want, it is there. You guys know that I listen to self-empowerment books because this month especially has been really stressful and like super draining. I never want to get on here and like whine and complain, even though I might be whining and complaining right now. That's the main thing I like about Audible is I can just pop in my headphones and it really helps to kind of redirect my thoughts and just really focus on positivity, because as much as I try to be a positive person, it's really, really easy to be a negative person. So if you want to be positive, you have to work on it. So that's why I just continuously listen to these kind of self-empowerment books, because it just, like I said, it helps redirect your thoughts. What I like about it is the chapters are really short. I'm on chapter 9, there's 17 chapters, but each one of these chapters I think is only about 9-10 minutes long. And it's basically all the stuff that I say to you guys all the time. It's about positive thinking and self-love and just redirecting your energy to focus on positive things in your life. As simple as, I'm so thankful for the roof over my head. Like just easy things that you can be thankful for that really make a huge impact on your life. So if you guys want to check out Audible, all you have to do is go to audible.com/Nicole, start downloading audiobooks. Try the ones I've listened to, try ones you want to listen to. I don't just listen to self-help, like I love listening to like Harry Potter on here because it like, especially like when I'm filming, like you know what, I should put it on right now. But Tiny's here, I don't know if she wants to listen to Harry Potter, so we're just gonna watch Vanderpump as we film. Yeah, if you guys wanna check out Audible, I have all the books that I listed in the bottom bar as well as the link, or you can text. I'm pretty sure you can text now to start a 30-day free trial. So all the information will be listed in the bottom bar, and let's get into the makeup tutorial. So to start this look, we are going to moisturize. No surprise here, I'm using my Tatcha water cream to hydrate the skin, and then this happened. Are you kidding me? But the powder came on about an hour later and we finished moisturizing. So once the face is nice and hydrated, we're gonna move straight on to primer. And for this, we are using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. It's like this balmy primer that I've used a couple times, and it comes with this disc and you're supposed to scrape some up. I always think I use too much. You're only supposed to use like a rice size amount, and I try my hardest to take the smallest amount, but somehow I always feel like I have way too much. It does take a little extra time for me to work it into the skin, but that's not an issue. I do really like this primer. Like I said, I've only used it a couple times, but do really like it. I think it's cool that you can use this primer for not only your face, but you can use it for your eyes and your lips as well. For foundation, we are using the L'Oreal True Match, my OG. I haven't used this foundation in so long, and I don't even know why I haven't. It's so good. If you've been watching my YouTube videos for a long time, you are used to this foundation. This is the old school way I used to put it on, just dot it all over my face and then blend it out, so that's what I'm going with. I'm using it in my old color, W6, which is sun beige, and then we're gonna blend this all out with a damp beauty blender. This foundation is so good. If you've never tried this foundation, stop this video, go to the drugstore, get it. It's just as good to me as Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. It just gives you this natural, dewy, healthy looking face, but providing a lot of coverage. So I honestly don't know why I stopped using this foundation. I guess I was just trying to be like greedy and use all the foundations in the entire world, but you always go back to your number one. Moving on to the brows, you know, they take me forever, so we are just going to use the power of editing to get them on. For our eyes, I'm first going to dampen a brush and then take the shade 1111 from this ColourPop palette, which is called All I See Is Magic. And this is the only shade that we're going to use today. We're going to keep it simple, glowy, and springy. So by dampening our brush, we're just going to get like a more metallic vibe from our shadow. You could totally use it dry, but I just wanted to use it wet because we're also going to add just a little something on top. I feel like I've been doing like tons of cut crease looks, so I just wanted to keep this guy really simple for spring. And I'm going to buff out the edges because since this is a shimmery shadow, sometimes it can look a little harsh, so I'm just using a clean brush for that. Moving on, we are going to take this You Glow Girl, which is like this iridescent-y jelly gloss, and I'm going to pack that on my lids right on top of the shadow. Like I said, it's just this iridescent-y vibe. I love it because it's glossy and it takes any eye look from bland to bam. For mascara, I'm using the Blend and Care from Eylure, which is really just like a false lash blender to kind of help your falsies and naturals. But I haven't been wearing false lashes lately because I got a lash lift not that long ago, and I just don't feel like it's necessary. But I still really love this mascara, so it just goes to show you can use it on your natural lashes too, just not for your falsies. On to the concealers. I am going to use a combo of 2 and 6. 2 is on the bottom, 6 is on top. I am starting first with 6. When I first put this on, I wasn't loving the wand. Like, I really wanted to hate it, you know, like I was going in thinking, Kim K. But the only downside that I could find so far was just like the wand was just a little floppy, which not life or death. Second, I started blending it out with a brush that I usually blend out my concealer because I was thinking like, okay, if you just wanted to buy the concealer and not the brushes that came with it, would it work? So I use this brush all the time to blend out my Shape Tape. For this concealer, it didn't like it. Okay, this concealer to me is a lot more dry than the Shape Tape that I'm used to using. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying for this brush and concealer combo, no, like I was dying. So I decided to switch to a beauty blender. I dampened it up a little bit and it took a little bit of the product off initially, which I thought was fine because I know I'm gonna go over it with 2, but it did blend out a lot better with the beauty blender. So on the other side, I'm just going to straight blend it out with the beauty blender and I had no issues with it. I also think that the coverage looked a lot better with me just blending it out with the beauty blender than blending it out with the brush. I am going to try the concealer again using the brush that she has, like that little duo in it, but if you wanted to buy it without, you know, her tools, I feel the best way to go blending wise is with the beauty blender. So I wanted super duper highlighted under eyes, so I'm going in and just adding a few strokes of 2, and I was gonna try her brush, but that little spongy thing just did not feel good. I wasn't trying to mess it up, so I was like, let me just go with the beauty blender because it didn't let me down a second ago. So adding 2 to it, I feel like really made my under eyes super duper bright. The concealer is pretty good. It is really full coverage. I do like the consistency of it. It is on the drier side, like I said, but I don't think that's an issue. It didn't crease on me, and if I didn't start with that brush, I feel like I would have said it blended out good. But because I started with that brush, I think it's a little iffy. Moving on to the powders, I have it in 2 and 1. I'm going with 2, which is a little more of a pinky tone. And this time I am using the brush that she has in her collection. And in all honesty, I do really like this side of the brush. The sponge size, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but the little brush powdery side, very much into. So I don't really bake, so I'm just setting and then brushing off all of the loose powder because who has time to bake, okay? For brightening, look, I'm kind of getting impressed. For brightening, I also have it in 1 and 2. 2 is the more pinky shade, which is the shade that I'll be using, and I started first with her Duo In brush, and it was taking a long time, but it was definitely, look at that, like you can just see the brightening happen, which I'm super impressed with. I have a lot of brightening powders and not a lot of them brighten like this, but I do think the better way to do it is use her like fatter, fluffier brush. Super duper impressed, didn't want to be. I do think that the powders are a little better than the concealer. The baking powder is amazing. The brightening powder is super good. If I had to get one thing, it would be the brightening powder. Concealers, I'm still working on them, but they're all right. This is long-winded. For powder, I'm using the La Mer powder, which I've only recently started using. I bought this on impulse once, and I just finally was like, all right, Nicole, use this powder. So I do like the little puff it comes with. It does kind of cast like a white shadow on me, I feel like, when I first put it on, but you'll see when I brush it off, like all my color comes back. I really like this powder because it sets everything in and still makes my skin look dewy and not super dry, and I'm really trying to wean myself off of the MAC Studio Fix because I do believe that powder breaks me out. To bronze up the face, I am using the bronzing powder from Anastasia. I believe this is in the shade Saddle, and yeah, you know what to do here. I need a break from talking, okay? Contour your face. For blush, I'm on to my new fave. This is the Coquette Blush Duo from Jouer, but I tend to only use the Tease Me side, which is the lighter, pinkier side. And again, a little bit goes a long way. Be light-handed. For highlight today, we're using Coco Bling from Artist Couture, and I first like to spray my face with a little bit of Fix Plus from MAC just to hydrate it a little bit because I feel like it works really well with pigmented highlights like this, and these things are intense. Like, it honestly shocked me right here. Like, I was like, oh my god, did I put too much on? But you didn't. Just give it a little buff out. These highlighting powders are super gorgeous, and Angel is a homie, so I love supporting. And then anytime I highlight, I always spray my beauty blender and dab over the highlight just to really mesh everything and blend it into the skin so you look natural, you know? Well, kind of. I'm also gonna go over my collarbone and my shoulders with that same You Glow Girl, like, jelly stuff that we used on our lids, and I'm gonna put it all over my body. Well, not like all over. I really wanted the Body Lava from Rihanna. It's not out yet, so I was working with what I had. All right, on to our last step. We are going to line our lips with Whirl lip liner. I know I'm not using Sebastian. I'm retiring him. I can't use him for like 2 months, I've decided. So we're just gonna line the lips, and then I like to fill mine in a little bit with the actual lip pencil. Going in with the shade Pink Print from MAC, we're just going to put this on top, and then you can see there's like a harsh line between the lipstick and the lip liner. So I just like to take an eyeshadow brush or a lip brush, whatever you want to use, just make sure it's flat, and I like to use this to diffuse the edges and make everything just blended and smooth. And then we're gonna go on top with a gloss because, you know, that's the life, gloss life or no life. And I'm using, oh, just kidding, I am just kidding. What did I think? I cannot do a lip look without putting 535 on top. You know, I should retire him. Him and Sebastian, you won't see them for a while. For the gloss, we are using Funfetti from Jouer to pop this on top. So after that, this look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next video.